and we decided we needed to wrestle again. It was 2006, 4 years after, 3.5 years after we left. July 1st was the day, the final violent act. Man, that was a great event. Final violent act. Balls, Suicide Kid, Soup, Mike Extreme. We beat the fuck out of each other, man. Honest truth, man, me and Suicide Kid, we were doing shots of Bacardi 151 before the show. Mike Extreme showed up and we hung out and chatted, got things rolling, and man, that was one hell of an event. And go back and watch that shit. 10 years after that, 11 years right now after that, and I'm still feeling the effects. God damn. The match, one of my personal favorites was Suicide Kid, Soup, Mike Extreme 3-way dance, ladder to hell match. Yeah, it was brutal, bloody. For the HWF Heavyweight Championship, and Mike Extreme won back his championship after 4 years. It was glorious. It was a great match. You know, that event also featured probably one of the bloodiest matches, if not the bloodiest match in HWF history. Brother versus brother for the final time. Balls versus Soup. And we beat on each other for 15 minutes. It was great. And then we would come back again for Better Off Dead in 2009, where Spence Dog came back, and we had two newcomers who did like a shoot style UFC fight, 2 matches. And we had Suicide Kid and Mike Extreme, and that was a great event. Better Off Dead. We came back in 2014, and myself, Suicide Kid, Psycho Killer, Spence Dog, thank him so much, and Mike Extreme for one special shot. It was good, you know. It was good to get back and bloody Psycho Killer, and one of my personal favorites, Bad Intentions 2014 with Suicide Kid. You know, every now and again, myself and Suicide Kid will come back and have a reunion match because we love it. "20 years later, what we started as kids in our 30s, I'm loving it. You know, backyard wrestling is the thing. You know, I started watching backyard wrestling. I was never a big YouTube fan until 2013 when we decided we wanted to come back for backyard wrestling. And I started watching DGW and, you know, OCW and ESW, CHWA. Good, awesome. Backyard feds that made me want to wrestle again. And 20 years in the backyard wrestling game. It's crazy, you know. So we battled hard from 1997 until 2002. 6 long years we battled. It was incredible. And we came back in 2014 for a year. In 2015, Nightmare. I tried to rebirth HWF, I'm sorry. Had a couple beers here. But, you know, it's just... I love backyard wrestling. I love HWF House Wrestling Federation. 20 years. And I want to thank everybody. I want to thank myself, Soup, and Suicide Kid, and Balls, and Big Sexy, and The Bear, and Dean, and Mike Extreme, and Doug Seltzer, and Dave Seltzer, and Jabbo. I want to thank Suicide Kid, if I haven't already said that, Weed Man, and the Gimp, and the Goon, and Crazy, and Amazing Nate, and Tracksuit Dave, and Plow King, even though that crazy motherfucker tried to eat faces. I want to thank Crazy, and Psycho Killer, and the Big Chief. And I want to thank Spence Dog, and I want to thank everybody else who wrestled in the HWF. I'm trying to think if I've tried to forget anybody, but there were 30 or more. The Masked Madman and the Pud Spanker. You know, it's just so many people. Mike Livesey. Let's see, who else? It was a long list of fascinating characters. Oh, Smoke Dog. Man, how could I forget Smoke Dog? He wrestled in a few matches in late '99. Just, you know, it was amazing for 20 years, you know, for those 6 solid years in the beginning. And then in 06 and 09 and 014, 14 and 15 and 16 and 17 coming up. It's great. And thank you, Suicide Kid, because that man is my best friend. The Weed Man. He was another great character. You know, Big Sexy, my brother. Man, he had one memorable match with Psycho Killer at the Second Violent Act. It will be posted on YouTube soon. Amazing bloody matches that I can't even count. You know, the scars on my forehead tell the tale of a backyard wrestling life that I shared with these guys. Because without them, I wouldn't have the videos. I wouldn't have the memories. It's just a great time. And I want to thank everybody who ever watched the HWF on YouTube. I wish I would have discovered it earlier. 10 years earlier, as a matter of fact, before I did. When it first came out in 05. You know, Mike Extreme has 2 videos from 2006. I wish I would have put on my HWF videos back then, but for the last almost 3 years, 2.5 years now, my videos have garnered a lot of views, and I want to thank everybody. And the House Wrestling Federation lives on through YouTube. Thank you. And everybody who watches my videos. It was a great 20 years. And go watch the House Wrestling Federation, HWF. And my personal favorite matches: Final Violent Act, the 3-way dance, Mike Extreme, Suicide Kid, Jabbo versus Soup from Hardcore Dreams 2001, Part 1. And also the 3-way dance from Extremely Dangerous 2002, Spence Dog, Suicide Kid, and Soup. Long live HWF. I love each and every one of you. Thank you. And God bless and good night.